Today's gonna be Christmas for the viewers.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Happy birthday.
I knew it. What are you doing? What are we doing? Hello, folks. Welcome to Who's Your Main. This is technically, will this be season 2? Hey,
Sure. Yeah.
hey, future me, who's gonna be editing this? If this is gonna be season 2, something. I don't know. I am Jared, and this is my co-host.
I am Anthony.
Why do I introduce you like that? So you have to go, Anthony.
I don't know.
You want to tell me that? What are you looking at?
Probably because we've just gotten so used to doing it that
I
way.
can hear you clicking and rolling. Wait, maybe your mic is not
Nope.
right. Is it not right?
Maybe it's not right. I'm not doing anything.
But
Is it still
maybe
doing
double
it?
check. Oh,
Okay, hang on a
Yeah.
second.
we should have double checked. I'm not using my special ears. Start that. Let's do that intro.
Okay, how's that? Am I better?
It sounds the same, so it must have been fine.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
Say something.
Something.
All right. Let's post me. Let's start this over right here. I don't want to
Okay.
restart. Craig. Wait a minute.
Hi,
Wait.
Craig.
Okay, you're funny. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Mark. Start number 2. We're gonna do the
Start
intro
your
different.
engines.
All right, here we go. Let's try it. Let's do the intro different. How do you want to do it? You go ahead.
Happy birthday, everybody.
God damn it. Hello, welcome to Who's Your Main, folks.
Oh,
Hi, my name is Jared, if you didn't know by now.
hi, my name is Anthony. If you also didn't know that by now.
I like how you purposely made that awkward.
Yeah,
You did,
I did.
You did that on fucking purpose, didn't you?
Of course I did.
Merry fucking Christmas for our folks at home. That's what I was going to say until we fucked up the intro. So, we're here at number take 2. Why am I telling them that? Take that out.
I don't know. We'll do a third one. Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Yeah, hi. How you doing? My name is Jared, and this is Anthony, my
Hi,
co-host.
I'm Anthony.
Now you introduce us, but do it
Yeah,
different.
hi, everybody. I'm Anthony. This is my co-host, Jared.
Oh, thanks. Hello. You should have made me do the thing where I got to go, Jared.
Oh,
My
yeah.
co-host.
Hi, my name's Anthony. This is my co-host.
Jared.
Thank you.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. What do you want for Christmas?
Merry Christmas,
What
everybody.
do you want for Christmas?
That's a great question. We were just perusing the Steam sale,
Yes.
thinking about all the different games that we wanted.
Steam fleecing me from my wallet every month with that month's themed sale, and all I do is just pile things onto the backlog. Why would we call it a backlog? It should just be called a library. This is my large library of games that I can just play whatever I want. Backlog sounds like a chore of things to do that are intense, like camping.
That's true. Yeah, I like that a lot better. From now on, we're going to call it our library.
My library is growing. See, now I'm like a public service. You give me your address, you tell me stuff, and then you come to me, and then I'll fill out a card, and then we'll find it in the card count what game you want to play. Why isn't that a thing? That is probably
Yeah, I
a
think
thing.
that's. I think it's just called the search bar.
Okay.
You talk about it on Steam?
Mm-mm. Like if we were like Who's Your Main was a public service building you could come to in town, and then we give you a Who's Your Main card for the library of games.
Oh yeah. Oh
You see
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I think we've talked about that
Have
before.
we?
Like that's my dream. Yeah.
Might be.
Where? Yeah. Well, you just listen to the old. He doesn't listen to the podcast, folks.
What the fuck? That's a good one. You are funny. Write that down, future us.
Funny, Mikey.
Anthony is funny.
Yeah, that's all it says on a card.
Hey, you didn't tell me what you want for Christmas.
Oh, I don't know. Goodwill towards man.
No, wrong. That's not
Goodwill Towards Man, and also Final Fantasy Tactics on PlayStation 5.
okay. I was gonna say, pretend for a second we're running a fucking gaming podcast so that we can. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics. Okay, I was trying to be serious here, and you just knocked the fucking wind out of me. Final Fantasy Tactics. This is a classic retro game. I'd love to do a retro replay on fucking Final Fantasy Tactics today. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. It's a fucking spin-off game, right? Of all time. I love this game. I love the soundtrack. And then they fucking remake this game. No, they fucking remake this game. They had to go back. I'm gonna go on a rant here for a second.
Go ahead.
They had to go back and get copies of this game and then scrub fucking footage and scrub fucking wikis because they had to remake this game from the ground up because they didn't have the source code from the PlayStation. And everybody's like, well, what are War of the Lions? Blah, 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 blah. That was made by a different team. And the people that made the original Final Fantasy Tactics made this one. And they wanted to make sure they were fucking nervous that they would get it wrong. And some like super nerd would be like, whoa, fucking 4 scenes into Act 3. You're supposed to say this. You didn't get that, stupid. So they wanted to make sure they did it perfectly. And I really want this game, but I just haven't bought it. I don't have time to play. What do I gotta have time to play that? Still trying to beat Rebirth right now. Anyway, that's my rant.
It's been we've gone a couple of episodes now without a full on rant. That was good.
My brother was activating my Ganondorf was right gene.
Ooh.
I was on one today about that. That's a fucking different story right now. You want Ivalice Chronicles? I'd like to have that too. As a matter of fact, give us 2 copies, one for him, one for me. Call us in a week, and we'll tell you what we thought of replaying one of our favorite Final Fantasy games of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
The other like fucking remakes or whatever that's been, I don't know, haunting my wish list is the Pixel Perfect Final Fantasy games. Those have been haunting my wish list. They go,
we're on sale again. Dear Jared, you know you could play us. You beat us once. You could do it again.
And I'm like, no, I have to play new games. New.
Or
like in the last 10 years.
Yeah, we have to play new games that are actually remakes of old games.
Well, he's right, folks. Yeah, fuck this. Let's boot up the old console. What are we doing?
Okay. Whoa, wait a minute. You didn't say what you wanted for Christmas. You just stole my answer.
I can't fucking copy you.
Okay.
You're right. All right. Let me think here for a second because there's a couple of things, things that came out this year that I didn't get to play, and everybody was fucking talking to me about it because I love playing JRPGs, and I'd like to play Clair Obscur. I think it's either that or I just want to go full old school and play fucking Dragon Quest 3 2D 3D remake. It's one of them two. I wouldn't be able to decide. I like one is like an old groove that I can get into, and I know I'm gonna feel good when I'm playing it. And the other one's like, is it good though? I don't know. I'm nervous. It's a new. Could be good.
So basically what we're saying, folks, is if you ever want to make Hoosier Bane happy, you send us RPGs that will take hundreds of hours to finish.
Oh.
And that will fill us with so much joy that we won't even know that we spent so much time beating them.
Oh, yeah. True. He's right. Once again, I was perusing, talking about this winter sale. I was perusing. We were talking about indie games earlier and what was an indie game. I picked up a couple indie games for like $1 that I want to get on. Oh, and my good friend Sue, he has kindly gifted me Yes 8 Lacrimosa of Donna. I need to start that up in honor of him. I asked him like what was your favorite kind of RPG game, and he was talking about how the game was one of his favorites, and the music is incredible, and he's a much younger guy than us. So I'm very in this, and I've always wanted to check out these Yes games. So that's on the list of things to do over the holidays here. Here we're going to be coming into Christmas and New Year's, and I still need to finish Rebirth before the end of the year. Hopefully by now you're hearing this episode, I've made it past the halfway point. Oh fucking
yeah, you got to hustle.
Hey,
You've got to hustle, man.
hey,
You're running out of time.
that fucking Metal Gear Solid boy. I'm gonna blame the podcast here. Come on, am I allowed?
Okay.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, that's a fair excuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. What were we gonna talk about after we talked about what we want for Christmas? I don't remember.
Christmas stories.
Oh,
Like games that we got for Christmas or something to that effect.
yeah. What's your number one? Because I know you said you had a couple. What was your number one that you wanted to say?
Yeah. I've got a couple here, and these aren't really in any particular order. They're just kind of like core memories that I have of getting something for Christmas that was video game related, and there was either some kind of like big surprise behind it, or I remember there being like a key emotion tied to it. And the first one that I wanted to talk about was I very distinctly remember when the PlayStation 2 came out. This is back when all of my gaming information came from magazines. I remember they were hyping up the PlayStation 2. It was getting ready to come out, and I was so excited for it. And I was like, Mom and Dad, this is what I want. I don't want anything else. I just want a PlayStation 2. And I know this is super expensive, but this is what I want. And they were like, nope, no way. That's way too expensive. We're not buying you that console. It's too much. And, heartbroken little A Money, saunters back to his bedroom like Charlie Brown or something like that. And like not even 15 minutes later, my dad comes in, shuts the door behind him, and he's like, all right, here's the deal. I will buy you the PlayStation 2 if you wrestle this year. This would have been when I was in junior high. So he's like, if you wrestle this upcoming season, I will buy you the PlayStation. And I was like, done, deal, like no problem. And agreed to do it. So he buys me the console. I open it up on Christmas. Obviously, I didn't have any games for it. So what did I play? I played Final Fantasy Tactics on it on a PlayStation 2 and was like, this is the best thing ever. This is amazing. But then, it came time to like pay my dues and I had to actually go wrestle. I was terrible at it. I was way too scrawny and small. And literally the only reason I made the team was because nobody else was in my weight class. So like I would go to the ring and they would be like, now we're announcing my weight class. The opponent would not have somebody my size. So I would get a forfeit win. And it was like, there you go, you win. And I was just like, okay, yeah, that wasn't too bad. I didn't like it, but okay, sure. So that was how I earned the PlayStation 2 was by winning a bunch of forfeit victories in wrestling.
Your dad's like, look, hey,
here's what you got to do. And he just starts tapping his elbow. You got to give him this. You got to give him this.
You got one of these, one of those, son. And you were like, I love wrestling on the TV, Dad. Okay.
You come to me.
Okay.
Looking for a PlayStation 2.
Sure.
Let me tell you, brother. There's only one thing.
Okay. Let me tell you what you got to do.
What you got to do, brother.
Wrestle, my boy.
You got to wrestle.
Brother, you got to get in that ring and rise to the top. You got to go. Your dad was writing down, we're going to win. We're going to get a win and another win.
And then immediately leaves the room and just gets swatted by my mom, like all the way back to the living room.
That's fucking hilarious that he said fucking did that. He would too. I don't even, I feel like I've come to know him through you. And I'm like, that's a on brand story.
Oh yeah,
there.
Yeah.
About that. Now I'm stumped. I'm stumped. I don't know what story could one up that. That's pretty good.
Well, that was my best one. The rest are going to be pretty tame after that.
Let's see. Well, I think I've already told the story of getting the Super Nintendo on here. We got the Super Nintendo way back when it came out and got Super Mario World. And we spent the whole Christmas break just beating that game. I love that game. That game was I just beat it again recently. It's a good game. It's easy. I couldn't believe how easy it was. But we could talk about years of fucking muscle memory there. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's not that easy. Maybe I'm blowing it up and start to. They're like, you fucking lied, Jared. This fucking Super Mario World game fucking sucks. Keep getting killed in World fucking 1, 2. I don't know.
That's a real thing. I mean, like being good at those games, it's about memorization, it's about timing, it's about knowing like the jump patterns and how far you need to go or how high you need to go. those games, they can be made to look very easy, but I know firsthand experience they are far from it. Somebody that did not grow up on a Nintendo console, those games are not easy at all.
Pretty sure I got a lot of those levels memorized without even knowing. Like I was just muscle memory jumping out of the way of stuff, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I don't remember that." My hands are like, "We remember, boss. We got you." It was really cool though. The one I beat recently, I think I talked about it previously. I'd never played the Game Boy Advance one, and you could play as Yoshi, motherfucking Luigi. Wow, I'm doing the thing that bad guys do to Luigi.
Old man.
I'm like, I was playing the other guy, the green one. That's what the bad guys do to Luigi now. They're like, you fucking Luigi's like, oh, I'm fucking a boop and a beppo, you know. Mario's like, hey, it's my brother. I don't know. That's my fucking impressions. Anyway, it was really cool because he had like the flutter jump, and then when he was on the, I'm gonna say a crude joke here, but it's true, is what in the game. When you're on the Yoshi, Luigi's Yoshi, he spits out the enemies that he takes in his mouth, whereas Mario's Yoshi swallows. So we learned something about Mario and Luigi from playing the Game Boy Advance one.
I'm going to resist every temptation in my body to follow up on that in any regard. I choose no comment.
Hey, let the folks at home play with that one in their mind.
Yeah.
Just saying. But I played a lot of the levels as Luigi, but if I was having trouble, I'd switch back into Mario and just fucking trounce the level. But I wouldn't. I refuse to let Luigi not beat all the ghost houses. There's the ghost stages in Super Mario World, so I just always sent Luigi in there, and that's in honor of his future solo game, Luigi's Mansion 1, 2, and 3, of course. But it was fun, but it just really reminded me of playing that game with my brothers. You know, it was you could play 2-player, but we basically just passed the controller around to all of us who wanted to play. It's like if you died, you passed it, you know. And it'd be like, can you beat the level? Oh, you died and you lost the power up, you stupid shit. No cussing in there. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I really do think couch co-op gaming is kind of a lost art. That's an experience that I don't think you can replicate even remotely by playing online with somebody else. It's a lot like exactly. It's kind of like when we played Dungeons and Dragons online. Yeah. And yes, it was still very fun. It was still very exciting and engaging and all of that stuff. There's just a different energy in the room when you're in the like sitting next to somebody and playing a game, and it's like, oh my gosh, this boss is impossible, and you just pass the controller back and forth. And then when you finally win, and there's that euphoric moment where like everybody jumps up off the couch, or like that, you know, moments before, and everybody stands up, and there's just that like, yeah, that excited energy of like, oh my gosh, we did it! Like you can't replicate that. It's impossible. It's so fun.
You know, on our previous episode with Zero, he's talking about playing it with his dad. Yeah, I can remember the time my dad stopped playing video games, and it was because of the Super Nintendo. we got Mario Kart, and we were kicking the shit out of him in Mario Kart because we was little babies. Some of us were in diapers in that house, and we're beating his ass in Mario Kart. And so he was like, I'm not going to let little kids in diapers beat me in games. I quit. Dude, if I had known that as a small little Jared, whatever, I'd have sandbagged super hard. So my dad keep playing video games with us today. I can't imagine him now if he was like the raid lead and he'd be like,
Jared, you need to focus, son.
He wouldn't cuss at me. He would just be really stern.
Yeah, he'd be Kratos from God of War 2016. Boy,
your DPS is lacking.
Lock up, boy. Lock in.
Yes, Father. Yes, Father. What's your next story about Christmas? What you
got? So the next one that I was thinking of, we used to do a Adamson side of the family Christmas, where like everybody from that side of the family would meet together and have sort of like an extended family get together. And we would always go to a hotel, because there was a pool that would satisfy all of the kids, and then all of the grown-ups could stay in the room and, you know, hush, you know, drink up in the room. And then there would be like a gift exchange where you would do. It wasn't like White Elephant. It was like you would draw somebody's name from a hat, and that's whose present you got for them. And I remember one year, like every year, you got the same thing. It didn't matter who drew your name. You would get like homemade candy or snacks or whatever. It was always like homemade food, you know. And so I go to this thing and I'm expecting to have fun and play in the pool and act like a wild hibanchi and then come back and do the gift exchange, not expecting anything even remotely close to video games. And I open up my present, and this was from my uncle Mike, and I open it up, and it's a copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the PlayStation. And I remember looking at it and being like, what? Like, did he screw up and give me a present that was meant for like his son or something like that? And I was like, what? Like, you can't give me this. Like, this is actually cool. And he was like, yeah, no, it's okay. It's just between like me and you. And I was like, oh, this is so sick.
Shut up.
It's like, this is so sick.
Fucking chill,
keep
bro.
in mind, this is like right during the era of when those games, when you had those games, that was incredibly cool. And B, like all of us wanted to be. I think we just did an episode on this actually. We all wanted to be skateboarders. You know, we had like the clothes. Yep. We all tried to skate and then all failed, except for like 5 of us. Yeah. We all wanted to be skaters, but really what that meant was we just wanted to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So he got me this game, and I remember thinking like this is a real game. This isn't like a bargain bin game or something like disc. This was like he had to have gone and like checked to see what I actually wanted and got it for me. And I was like, oh my God. I remember that being like such a pivotal moment of like, yeah, everybody else is getting, not that I was the only person that got a cool gift or anything. Like, oh man, that was really personal. Like you checked and got something that I thought was cool. And, I didn't ask for it. It wasn't like, hey, can you get me Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3? It was just like, he just knew that was something that I was interested in and got me the new one. Didn't get me the old one, got me the new one. And I was just like, man, that was so cool. And then immediately, like you're at the hotel and then immediately it's like, can we go home? Can we go home? I want to go home. And they're like, why? Just stay here. And it's like, no, I want to go home right now.
I'm going to go plug this in. If I could Tony Hawk, that would be a wild thing to get. I think I would even react like that if somebody got me a game now. My brain's still wired that way. I'd be like, "What the fuck? This ain't sucks."
Yeah, there's like this primal thing in all men that are like, "Oh no, it shouldn't go to me. It should go to like the little kids, like give little kids or something like that." And it's like, this is nice. Like, why did you give me something nice? It's like, no, it's for you.
Did you spend money on me? How dare you? Take this back immediately.
Yeah. Whoa, let me do the first level first.
I've been trying to learn to not be like that and just say fucking thank you, and be fucking respectful and say thank you to the person. Hey, yo, thank you. I appreciate this. Be good. Be good. I got one. I remember this. I'll never forget this because I was looking forward to this Christmas because of this game that I wanted. And this goes out to my youngest brother once again. Max is his name. And so me and him were both the handheld guys in the house. I'm pretty sure we were. Looking back and thinking more and more about it, we were the first 2 to get Pokemon. We were the first 2 to get this game. And the reason we were the first 2 to get this game is because I'd put it on my Christmas list, but my mom had to do 4 boys, and so a lot of times our likes and wants and stuff overlapped. And yeah, we did share, and she probably didn't think too much of it, but to me, it was like, but that was for me. Well, I asked for Golden Sun because I really wanted this RPG for my Game Boy Advance. And sure enough, here comes Christmas, and we open up gifts. I don't remember what I got instead. It wasn't Golden Sun, but I opened up and I had some random Game Boy Advance game. I was like, "This is what I want." And my youngest brother, who didn't ask for it, was like, "I got Golden Sun," and I was like, "That's mine, I think." and I was like, "Hey, man, I think that's for me." He's like, "Nope, it's for me. It says my name on the box." I was like, "Damn it, he's right. Santa fucked up." And so he was playing it and having a good old time, and I'm just sitting there going, "I wanted to play that. I wanted that game." So then, whenever we finally got to go to the store, like the next couple of days or whatever, I went and bought it with my Christmas money so that I would have. And we both played it, and it became one of our favorite our favorite games. But I'll never forget laying there on the fucking Christmas Day floor going, my golden son that I asked for. That was what I asked for. Did you ever have any stories like that where you fucking your sister got or one of your brother or your brother got the game that you asked for? Like, what the fuck?
No, we never really had anything like that happen because it was almost universally like I would get something and then it would be like a hand me down to her, and really her only interests were she had the Nintendo 64 and she played Harvest Moon on that, and then that kind of got upgraded to the GameCube, and then when she upgraded from the GameCube, she went straight to the Xbox where she was playing, like Mass Effect and stuff like that. So really, there was never a time where we were playing the same console at the same time. I do think the only time that anything close to that would have happened would have been, not that she got a game that I wanted or anything like that, but like Kingdom Hearts was a PlayStation 2 game. I remember I got Kingdom Hearts 1, and she watched me play it, and for whatever reason, it was kind of like she was watching me play the same time, anytime that I would play it, she would come in and watch me play. And for whatever reason, I feel like there was maybe it was a Game Boy game, or maybe it was Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't remember. But like I wanted to play it because it was the next game in the series, and she started playing it. And it wasn't necessarily like that she got the gift and I didn't. It was more like she wanted to continue the story I already had. And I was just playing through it again, and it was like, hey, it's my game. What are we doing here? And she's like, well, too bad. Go play something else. And it's like, okay, is that what we're going to do? We're going to fight?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Oof.
I can't remember if it was Chain of Memories for the Game Boy or if it was Kingdom Hearts 2, but it was like we were playing through the story, and then I was ready to go to the next one, but she like jumped ahead while I was watching the ending scene or whatever.
Playing it out of order. What the fuck?
And I was like, okay. All right,
we're not doing
wrong.
that.
That's wrong.
That's wrong. Yeah, back to that. I could remember another one just hit me, another lightning bolt. The fucking game that we wanted for Christmas on the PlayStation 2, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1. We all four of us put that on our list because we would have to all make our list, and we all four made sure to put it at the top of our list because we were like, one of us will get it, and then we all can play because it's Dragon Ball Z, and we were fucking DBZ nerds. Everybody was DBZ nerds when we were that age, and so here comes Christmas, and we're all sitting around, opening presents or whatever. We're all kind of sitting moping, and they're like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" Well, we were like, "Well, we're not trying to be ungrateful, but we thought that we might get Dragon Ball Z Budokai." My mom's like, "What? It's not in there." And we're like, "Well, no, it's not." And she's like, stood up. She's like, "What do you mean it's not in there?" And so she's like looking around, and she can't find it. She's like, I gotta wrap that up last night. And so we're all going, Budokai, Mom, Budokai. My dad was doing it. He was doing Budokai, Mom. And so she felt really bad, of course. And we were just like, don't worry about it. Like, what, you lost is a big deal. Or maybe you didn't get it. You had a fucking rap for fucking 4 people. We were just, I don't know. And so she goes out, and I don't remember. She may have ordered it or something. I don't remember if you could order stuff at this point. But she went and got another copy of it. And then like the day that she gets another copy of it, my dad's in his office working, and he finds it like it had fallen behind the desk. And so then we had 2 copies of Budokai, and then we were walking around going, Mom, Budokai, Mom, 2 copies of Budokai. She was like, well, in case one goes bad, you can keep it. We were like, take the other one back to the store.
There has to, we were talking about earlier, I think there has to be something ingrained in all men to like, you're not doing it maliciously or anything like that, but like that like jab, that little tease,
chastise.
Yeah, just be like, hey, you remember that time you forgot about Buddha? It's like you probably had hundreds of gifts that were all amazing. Every single one of them are the best thing ever. But it's like that is the memory that's ingrained in all of us, that it's like, oh, forgot about Budokai.
I think my mom was just pissed off because she was like, I know I fucking wrapped that one. That was the important one. So it's like 2 all the boys, like on the fucking cover. That was the game.
Yeah.
We're all sitting there like fucking kicking around our fucking new toys or whatever, and there's candy, and we're like, well, I did get Budokai, so I don't know
Christmas
what to
is
do.
ruined.
Dragon Ball Z is the only thing that matters to us right now. So what you want you to know. I don't know if I probably got other stories in my brain, but they're not rattling out. What do you got? You got another one?
I got one more if we got time to do it.
We got it. We got the time.
Okay, yeah, this is my last one. The memory is going to be a little fuzzy here because this would have been like one of my very first memories. But when I was a kid, my Aunt Cindy used to live about an hour away, and every Friday she would drive home, spend the weekend with us, and then she would drive back on that Sunday. I mean, she would. This is not an exaggeration. Every single weekend she would do it.
Wow.
And there was a Christmas where she was driving home, and she was literally like not even 10 minutes away from our house. I don't want to say the street name or anything like that, but
Yeah.
she was like 10 minutes away, and she got into an accident. She hit a deer
No.
and totaled her car. And so like, she's, it's Friday night, she's not there. It's literally, I think, the Friday before Christmas, and she's not there. This is before cell phones or anything like that. And so we're like, man, I wonder what happened. We get a call from the police that are basically like, she got in a wreck. She's fine, but she got in a wreck. You guys need to come out and pick her up. And so, like we all go, like all of us go to get her and like make sure she's okay and, check and see what happened and all that stuff. And we get there, and her car is, like off the road. It had hit a deer, and it was, like smashed. But like the back seat of the car was full of wrapped presents, and she started handing them out to us like it was, Christmas, because it was like, well, we were gonna take them in and put them under the tree and stuff like that. But it's like, well, they're here now, so here, you guys take them now. And so we just like started opening Christmas presents like at the site of her wreck. And one of the things that she got me was a Sonic the Hedgehog game for Sega Genesis. And I remember being, no, I'm sorry. This is where my memory was getting fuzzy. It wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog. It was it was Lion King for the Sega Genesis.
Oh fuck!
And I remember that game. That game had just came out. I was so excited to play it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, where did you find this?" And she was like, the video store in the town where she lived was like going out of business or something like that, and she just went in and bought every Sega Genesis game that they had, because it was like 10 or $15 or something like that. And she was like, "I'll take them all." And it was like, "What? Are you kidding me? That's so cool." So I start opening the presents, and it's like every Sega Genesis game that you could possibly have. And I was like, "This is the best Christmas ever." I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is..." And keep in mind, it's like, she had been in an accident. Obviously, it's like, "Are you okay?" You're trying to be, and it's like, "Oh, I'm so excited." We're opening Christmas presents. It's like, this is so cool. And then we all come back home and have like a real Christmas party and all of that stuff. I just remember that being like, it was like going from that high of being like, "Oh my gosh, like how did this?" Because as a kid, you don't understand that stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, I want this game. If I get it, great. If not, it's like, oh well, I'm kind of disappointed. But then like when there's other stuff on top of that, it's all like icing on the cake. It's just a little something extra. So it was like I got the game I wanted, and then every game that you could ever possibly want, and I was just like, "Oh, this is amazing! You're the best! This is so cool!"
What the fuck? And Cindy was a fucking G, man. Every story you ever tell about her, I'm always like, she's a fucking G, bro. Hell yeah. Hey, pour one out for Aunt Cindy, everybody.
Yeah. I'll do another real quick Aunt Cindy story. This isn't video game related. This is purely on her like understanding me as a person and like giving. She was so good at giving gifts. I don't know how to describe this. Obviously, she would like wrap things. Most people, they do the wrapping paper and they hand you your gift. She would do the wrapping paper. She would do ribbons. She would do some kind of like tassel or attachment that had to do with like that year's theme. But that doesn't have anything to do with this story. So when I was a kid, I don't know what it was. I got like when I was in elementary school, we learned about like money and stuff like that, and I got really obsessed with cash. Like I thought cash was the coolest thing ever because you could take it and you could go and get stuff with it. and that blew my mind. So I was just obsessed with money. I don't know like why that was or what happened.
Hey, money.
Yeah, A money. That's probably where it came from. So I was obsessed with money, and she gave me money for I think it was a birthday present, but instead of giving me like $20, she gave me $20 in ones. And so I opened the
Oh
box,
my
and like
God.
I'm a little kid, I have no concept of what money actually is. I opened the box, and there's $21 bills in there, and I'm like, I'm rich. Like I can get anything I want. Like in my head, I'm like, I just won the lottery. I have $1 million. Yeah, and it's like I can't believe this happened. Like I'm a millionaire. Like I think that I'm a millionaire, and so I start strutting around like I'm this wealthy person, and like yes, I think I'll have some eggnog with my dinner tonight, mother. Like hamming it up like I'm this wealthy person, and that everything has to be extravagant for the rest of the night because I had $20
That's
in
so
$1
fucking
bills.
amazing. I could tell. I could. Oh, it's kind of a partial story because it's my wife's story, but I kind of remember her telling me about how I'm just gonna jump in and tell
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
She was very young, and it was when the N64 came out, and like she wanted a game console, but her parents were like, "No, you're a girl," you know, and so she had stressed that to her grandma. And speaking of another G that you need to pour one out for, is fucking Grandma Rita. She went and got my wife. Oh, she wanted my wife. Then okay, folks, calm down. And got her the N64 and Perfect or not Perfect Dark, GoldenEye and Donkey Kong 64 and Mario Kart. And the N64 that we have in this house is my wife's. And my wife had a Game Boy. Like she had some games that she played. She was a little gamer, you know. Didn't play it so much anymore, but now I'm sitting there fucking dunking on her about fucking Mario Kart. You gotta understand though, I came from a house of fucking 4 competitive brothers that we were hitting each other and playing fucking competitive games in the house. She didn't have that. She's just playing and I'm playing the computer.
Slightly,
She pretty
slightly
good.
different competitiveness there.
Yeah, yeah. It was cutthroat in the house. Okay, it was blood. The blood came out during those matches. Those were blood sport games. Okay, wife didn't have threat of pain on loss or victory, but yeah, she got that. I can't believe that. I thought that was a cool story that her grandma got her like the entire 64 and everything. So we still got that. I got it kept in a safe place in a drawer. But we whip it out and now she been after she got a taste of the heat, she was thinking about playing the N64. She wanted to practice. I was like, you should. Then maybe you could take on the king. And she beats my
Yeah.
ass. Good, actually. I do want that.
In order to be the
Have
man,
fun.
you got to beat the man.
Yeah, that's right. Do you want to wear the pants in this house or what? You got to beat me. Put me in a grave. What is that? Some fucking old man trope where you got to kill the guy to get his powers, like fucking
Oh yeah,
Highlander or something.
yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. But well, we shared these stories today with you folks because we wanted to share it in the joys of our Christmas beginnings and old gaming times when you would get consoles and video games for Christmas. And then for me, a lot of that was like we get that game that we wanted, and I'm sure the same to you, Anthony. You play it with your family, you play with your siblings, and on Christmas you just spend all day passing the controller around. I love that story that was told last week, and it really brought me back to why I like multiplayer gaming now, and just playing with my family, and that's really what it was about, and still is to this day, I'd say, as you and I play together, and I play with my friends. But you got any parting words like that? What kind of Christmas words you got for the folks?
I think a lot of what you just said. I think there's something uniquely special, like when we play or like any of my friend groups play video games. I think that's a certain feeling But like you said, when you play with your family, when like when I play with my niece or with my sister or my brother or anything like that, there's almost like this different feeling that you get, especially when it's my niece. I think there's a certain level of pride that I get when like she smokes an enemy, and it's like that's right,
Yeah.
you bury him in the ground, you don't let him get back, like
that's the blood.
Really, everybody learns something from somebody else. And I want if I could pass anything on to my nieces, my nephew, any of that stuff, if I could pass any of that on, I want it to be this fiery, competitive passion that ruins the game for anybody else that tries to play.
Yeah, playing games with him, folks, is awful because he doesn't want to just beat you. He wants to make you quit the game forever.
I learned this from your brother.
Stop.
If you leave any room, for a comeback with the Miller, you guys will find a. That's where the Capri Sun thing started.
That's true.
Guys will
okay. All right. Okay.
You'll get like the Naruto music playing in the background. It's like, where'd those drums come from? So C. And then all of a sudden you start winning, and it's like, oh, I should have kept my foot on the gas pedal there. I don't know what I was thinking.
I'm telling you, no room for, because I'm telling you, before it was said to me, this is how we lived our lives in these games. It was the only HP point that mattered was the last one. So you fight to the last fucking hit. You don't give up, because if you do, you're a fucking wuss. Where are you going? Why are you leaving? Come back here. Sit down. You want to play? Come on.
He's using his new fancy mic to.
Yeah. You like that? You like going in the other room like, you fucking come here, Anthony. Come here. I'm gonna beat your ass. Come here. I'm gonna beat your ass. That's what it was. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I get. We did get that a lot in high school and stuff. People come over and be like, "Why are you guys so fucking good at this game?" And it was just like me and Bryce in the basement, just like punching each other every time the other one wins, and be like, "One more." Why would we do that?
I don't know. Again, I think that was just a different. Yeah, like Bryce and I used to do that all the time, where we would boot up a game. It would either be like Madden or especially like NHL, because hockey was really his passion, and then he shared it with me and taught me how to play the game. And it's like we would sit down and play a game. This is not an exaggeration. We would sit down to play one of these sports games. We would do a draft. The draft would take about 3 hours. We would draft all of our players, and then we would play an entire season over the course of like a month. And we would just be like every day we would hang out and play a game. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Anytime that our teams would meet, it was like we wouldn't talk to each other. There wasn't there was like no love lost or anything like that, but it was like we would both sit up.
Oh yeah.
We would take it very serious. And whether you lost 10-0 or you won, 3-4, it didn't matter. The result was the same. Like I got beat. I have to get better. Our team has to get better. I've never seen this before in my life. Playing a video game, I saw one of his players throw a pass in football. I jump up to intercept it, and it goes through my guy's hand, bounces off of the helmet of the person who it was supposed to go to. The ball bounces up into the air. Somebody else on his team catches it who's wide open, and he scores a touchdown. And I set my controller down. I've never thrown a punch. I've never broken a controller. I set the controller down and looked at him, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you
kidding me?
What was that?" Because like I'm a football guy. That's my game. I know all of the coverages.
Yeah.
I know all of the plays. I know all of the ins and outs.
Yeah.
He sits there and does this little Hail Mary flippy dippy pass. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?
What the fuck?"
And I'm pretty sure that beat me. I'm pretty sure that was like the last play of the game, and he beat me. And I was like, "Are you?" And no. So then, but then what we would both inevitably do is after the game where we would lose, we would trade all of our players away and get a new team. Because we'd be like, "If you want to lose, get the heck off my field. I'm going to bring in 11 new guys."
Yeah. You fucking idiots! Yeah. We gotta start like getting the Animal Crossing villagers all lined up. We gotta shake
whack them with my net.
Yeah, whack them with the net.
Get out of here.
You gotta leave the island because you're bringing their fucking 5-star out.
Jock's out of here. I want to get a couple sassy sisters.
That's a bit of the role play, folks. We only got like a few minutes left here, but Anthony, you really owe the folks to getting that Blood Bowl footage put together at some
Ooh,
point.
that's a good idea. Okay.
You're talking about doing that thing. That was another thing that we always do. We like slip into full role play mode.
Yeah.
And you talking about going serious mode to play a football game with just one other person, nobody's watching. That's it right there. That's the magic. That's what I look for when I play a game. My brain slips into the character, and I'm like, I am the Blood Bowl coach for the orc people.
No would lie.
You know when today. No would lie. You know when today. We will make you pay.
Okay, I'm gonna. I've told that. We've told that story probably 60 times on this podcast. I don't care. I'm telling it again.
I don't care.
I've never been more mad at you as a person than when you did that to me and you started winning. And it was like you willed that victory.
I could see my victory.
Because keep in mind, I've played video games with you for a long time. You have never trash talked me once. Not one time. Have you ever?
You're right. I don't
Have you ever done any kind of trash talk? I love trash talk. I think trash talk gets me excited and like pumped up, and it gets me in that like competitive space. You started singing that song, and I got white knuckled. I was like, "Are you kidding? What?
I fucking lost my mind that because I'd been losing so much, and then all of a sudden I could see that I was gonna win. And I was like, it just bubbled up out of me. All the orcs in me were like, today we will make you pay.
It's not a song in the game, by the way. He made that up on the spot, taunting me during the game. We had this rule that, like, because there were 3 of us that were in the league. The person who wasn't playing, they were supposed to keep quiet. It was like we were playing.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be like chess. We're like, okay, I'm gonna, like, everybody be quiet. I'm gonna make my move.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
And then, well,
shut up.
Just let me do my thing. And then you start singing over the headset, and I was like, are you kidding me? What is this?
Oh my god. Yeah, we got to pull that footage up.
We're gonna do a Blood Bowl month.
Yeah, that's good.
Sometime.
Okay. Yeah, that Stardew Valley. We'll just keep talking about it like we did the Metal Gear Solid. That's what we'll do. All right, I'm done.
Okay. All right. See you guys.